Hello everyone, this is Jack and welcome back to my channel. Last week we arrived in Baltimore, Maryland, and we were staying here for about 5 days. So that was the arrival and then my first day touring the city, and today we're going to do more of that. But first we gotta get some breakfast because I'm not gonna spend another $50 for a couple of appetizers at this casino hotel. Luckily I took the free shuttle to the airport today, and they had a connecting train over here, but I was waiting for the bus that would go into the city. I should have taken the train because I was waiting there forever, and then I ended up getting on a charter bus that made me pay $6, which isn't a lot, but I wasn't planning on spending money since I already paid for a $22 week-long pass for regular buses, but because it was charter, they didn't accept it. I had a Mediterranean-style breakfast from Peale, and then it was time to walk over to the Peabody Library. The George Peabody Library is connected to the Johns Hopkins University, which is a private research school. It was formerly the library of the Institute of Music, and it is located at the Mount Vernon Belvedere Historic Cultural Neighborhood north of downtown Baltimore. The collections are available for use by the general public on the first floor only. George Peabody was a merchant and philanthropist whose goal was to create a library for the free use of all persons who desired to consult it. I had a great time perusing some of the shelves. Do you guys just open a random book that you find the cover or the title really interesting sometimes? I kind of just like to read a random page or a sentence. It's almost like divination, but I don't know. It's kind of fun to see what has been written by chance. They had a whole section dedicated to the history of Maryland as a state, and of course they had little archived drawers where you could get index cards for your Dewey Decimal System labeled books. I kind of miss it because it actually makes a lot of sense. The space kind of reminded me of the reveal from Disney's version of Belle Gets Surprised by the Beast when he introduces her to the library because of her love of books. One day, I want a house that has a dedicated library with multiple shelves and of books that I will actually read or have read. I also want to be able to lend really awesome books to my friends and family if they're interested in a certain subject. I love philosophy, I love fiction, and I love fantasy, thrillers, as well as botanical encyclopedias, atlases, world maps, etc. You'll see in a bit that the little museum that's just outside of the library has some of those things on display. I didn't film every single thing that I saw, but I did take photos and footage of all the things that do interest me, such as Dante's Inferno. They had the schematics and imagery of how the library was supposed to look when they first conceptualized it. There's a book that talks about a repository of the arts, literature, commerce, manufacturers, fashions. I don't like politics, but I love everything else, as well as handmade collages from back in the day, fashion sketches. This is very relevant to life. I love the artistry on the sides of books. I still wish that they did stuff like this. And then graphics, old bottle art, as well as Egyptian hieroglyphics. Love the juxtaposition of that. Then they have a illustration of the view of Baltimore City, which we will see from the ground level. We kind of saw Washington's monument yesterday, and this is kind of where that is. And then I missed the bus again, so I had to walk several blocks to get to another bus to hopefully take me uptown to get to the Rawlings Conservatory. Opened in 1888, the historic H.P. Rawlings Conservatory and Botanic Gardens is one of Baltimore's most important architectural treasures. It features 5 distinct greenhouses, 1 half-acre garden with many flower beds, and a kaleidoscope of colors all year round. It is located in Druid Hill Park at 3100 Swan Drive. We start out in the orchid room, which is window to the tropics. Orchids are one of the largest families of flowering plants, making up 10% of all plant species. Orchids span the entire globe and grow on every continent except Antarctica. Even Maryland has 26 native species species. Many tropical orchids are epiphytic or lithophytic, which means that they live on the side of a tree or a rock rather than the ground. These types are the main focus of the Rawlings 1300 plant collection. This is the Palm House. It's an architectural marvel of glass and iron, which offers visitors the unique opportunity to wander under towering palms amongst vibrant blooms in the heart of the city. I thought I always wanted an orangery, especially if money wasn't an issue, but there is a difference between an orangery and a conservatory. The conservatory has a fully glazed roof that lets in maximum sunlight and creates a bright, open space ideal for enjoying all year round, whereas the orangery is constructed with brick pillars or insulated columns and offers a more private and cozy atmosphere. It's almost like adding another room to your house, kind of. So conservatory it is. Next is the Mediterranean house. This is where you're greeted by the enticing smell of citrus, herbs, plants, and fragrant leaves, each native to a Mediterranean climate. The citrus family shares an unusual trait of rare genetic combinations, making mutations and crossbreeding very likely. Citrus has crossbred with both wild and human interventions to create the most desirable fruits. Plants such as the olive tree and the paper flower showcase the resilience demanded by Mediterranean climate. They thrive in conditions that prove challenging to many other species, and these resilient plants share common characteristics. They have waxy leaves that maintain moisture and a gray cast that aids in capturing sunlight. In the lush sanctuary of the tropical house, plants have evolved unique strategies for survival. Sunlight is a coveted source in tropical environments where trees grow tall and the canopy is thick. Some plants boast oversized leaves to reach the sun. Other leaves have intricate holes that allow them to spread out over greater areas without expending excessive energy and nutrients. Vining plants elegantly climb tree trunks to reach closer to the light above. Higher up in the canopy, epiphytes such as orchids and bromeliads thrive, utilizing aerial roots that survive by attaching to tree branches. I think this is my favorite house just because I am from the Philippines, at least ancestrally, and so I really vibe with humidity and a lot of green and the jungle and vibrant colors, moist soil. I mean, it's great for your skin, and I love big leaves. I myself have pothos, which is a vining plant, as well as monsteras, and a couple of peace, which I found really huge ones in the Philippines last time we were there. You could go check that playlist out after this video. Okay, within the desert house, you can discover a collection of plants from both old and new world deserts, each a testament to tenacity in harsh conditions. Adorned by boulders from the Painted Desert, the greenhouse showcases plants that can endure harsh, windy, and arid conditions of the desert, where daytime temperatures can climb as high as 125 degrees Fahrenheit and as low as 10 degrees at night. Did you know that succulents are the only plant that I can't seem to keep around alive? I always overwater or they end up shriveling up and dying. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, and they should be some of the easiest plants to take care of, as they probably only need watering like once or twice a month max. I've resorted to spraying my tiny little clipping from a jade plant in order for me to experiment and see if I could keep this thing alive. So far it has, but I don't know. The leaves are very slow to grow and it keeps dropping the bigger ones, so we'll see what happens with that. Last but not least, there are outdoor gardens, which I didn't know they had, and so that's the one that spans half an acre with over 24 curated planting beds, and they're beautiful all year round, although the peak season is late May through late October, which I was there for. Anyway, I was able to talk to one of the workers there, and she told me about another nature spot, which is an arboretum, which focuses more on trees and land, and so I had some time to kill before the next portion of the day, and so I decided, since I was already up there, might as well keep going to go see this other nature site. The bus situation was was confusing because I had to take 2 buses, and one of them was going to be another number that all the locals got onto, and I even asked the driver this time if it was the same as the previous bus because that one was full. Honestly, if you have any reservations and you're new to a place, just do what the locals do. It's saved me multiple times. The 200-acre urban oasis in Baltimore City is called Cylburn Arboretum Friends. It is a place of natural beauty and learning with hundreds of specimen trees and plantings, gorgeous gardens, wooded trails, a historic mansion, a nature center, and they're open to the public year-round. The Tysons were merchants, millers, miners, and manufacturers. The estate was born 1863 to 1888. Same time as the conservatory. The house was owned by Edith Johns and Jesse Tyson from 1888 to 1906. We'll see the mansion in just a bit because you know I got a flow in front of it. The name Cylburn itself likely stems from the original property or family associated with the land before it became a public park and botanical garden. This nature center was pretty cool with a lot of amazing taxidermy as well as a live frog. Again with the frogs. And the outside had a lot of beautiful flowers still in bloom. It was quite windy, so they were being held up by some help. And then it was time to head to the mansion. They do open it up for special occasions, and Halloween was coming up, so I think they were gonna open it up for that, but I would just miss it. This place is huge. You can actually go onto their website, cylburn.org, and look up the different types of woody plants that they have. If you are looking at the 25 entries per page, there's 96 pages. So that's how many plants they have. But you can look things up by botanical name, common name, family name, native range, latitude and longitude, map number, and ascension number. Very organized. Comment below if you're also a Leo. I make it a side quest to take selfies with all the lines I see on my travels. This is the mansion. It was once the home of wealthy Baltimore Quaker Jesse Tyson. After 1942, the death of Edith Tyson Cotton, her husband, Bruce, sold the property to Baltimore City. The city turned the mansion into a home for abandoned children during World War II, and in 1982, it was named the property Cylburn Arboretum, turning it into what you see today.
I was just asking for one of these. Yes. Aww. That's so cute.
What is this? Cute. This is the Vollmer Visitor Center. They actually had a conference going on at this time, but it features modern solutions to reduce the building's impact on the environment, like composting toilets, a living green roof, and geothermal heating and cooling. Pretty cool.
I really don't know about that.
The bus this time scared me because it went into a cul-de-sac first, turning left before it came back out onto the main road to pick me up. I swear this city is giving me anxiety about public transportation. Anyway, I was going to visit a museum, but they didn't open until later, and so I decided to stop by a local bar to get some cocktails made by, well, a local. This is Clock Restoration Restaurant and Bar. It's a relaxed space serving new American fare and cocktails in a clock-filled space at the 6th floor at the QG building.
Wait, let me get a juicier one.
Come on. Cast iron. I don't think I've ever seen one like this before.
Ready?
It's always been metal. Yeah. You're good. Oh, yeah. Ooh, your arm tattoos look really good, too.
Yay!
Give it a shot. I hope you're okay with that.
I'm totally cool with it.
Okay.
Expose me. Bring more people.
They feature comfort food and prohibition-style crafted cocktails. There's also a private members area, which I'm sure is a vibe. This is Savannah. I always like to chat up the bartenders because they always provide better service, and I always like to ask what they love to make. She actually introduced me to the Orange Crush, which is a local drink. It's literally Baltimore's signature, and it includes freshly squeezed orange orange juice, vodka, orange liqueur, and bubbles. It's also one of the most affordable items on the menu. But don't be fooled, they make drinks strong here, because after 2, I was already wobbling down the street. Next up is the Peale Museum. It is a community museum which opened in 2022 after a 5-year renovation. It occupies the first building in the Western Hemisphere to be designed and built specifically as a museum. Rembrandt Peale's original museum was open from 1814 until 1829. Part of the museum was closed in order to put in a new exhibit, but they usually offer tours, live performances, and have a cafe. Their gift shop is also really cute, which we'll see in just a bit. All right, I'm going to have to say that this is a trigger warning because the upcoming part is not really happy. It is about women who were put into an asylum and unspeakable things happened to them there in order to, quote, fix them, end quote. They broke the feet.
And this is for admission to.
Oh girl, I don't think that fits my feet.
I like that reading too.
Yeah. I don't understand what it is, but they put women in like kind of soft medieval torture devices in order to subdue them. They even put them in these positions that kind of look really rapey. And I don't know. This is what white people were doing to their own people, and it's kind of crazy that it was allowed. The women held captive and silenced in asylums have been invisible guests. All right, let's take a lap outside and clear the air. Oh yeah, but first, these awesome prints. I love the animals. And look, another frog. Got Hermes vibes. Speaking of which, got some Zeus and Hera vibes, or Demeter or something, Poseidon-y something. Gas lampy vibes. This is a gift shop. It's really cute. I think they did a really good job. Actually, all of the museums in Baltimore have been really good at providing really artsy, creative things in all of their gift store spaces. All right, funny enough, I was literally going to head to the Fells Point area again. This time you see it in the daytime, but it's literally the same place as the Point where I ended the first evening after arriving in Baltimore. Today, I was going to try a seafood place that was highly rated called Thames Oyster House Street. Oh, wait, no, Thames Street Oyster House. Anyone recognize this magician? I just say that because of the labyrinth. But walking does really change your perspective rather than being driven or taking public transportation. I feel like it's an increment of how much you see on the street based on how fast you're walking or the vehicle goes. Doesn't the waterfront look so different during the day? Live pleasantly? Cute. Okie dokie, so Thames Street Oyster House is a brass and wood trimmed eatery offering a raw bar of Eastern coastal fare and upstairs harbor view seating. They serve traditional mid-Atlantic seafood including Maryland classics and New England favorites, along with a spectacular a la carte raw bar. Chef Eric Hausknecht has a seasonal menu and daily specialty offerings that are accompanied by warm, knowledgeable service in a converted historic row home. They were in Baltimore Magazine multiple times, as well as other features such as Thrillist, Travel and Leisure, Zagat, Baltimore Sun, City Paper, and TripAdvisor. This was the first evening that my partner was going to be free after a lecture, and so he was going to Uber over towards me, but traffic was so bad, it was going to take him 55 minutes to get there, and so I decided to hop on the bar and order some happy hour. We had a full dinner after that still. Everything was super delicious, and did you hear that crunch on the creme brulee?
What's a broomcorn?
What you need. Okay, so after the Point on my first evening there, somebody who recognized me from my other channel told me about the Monarch.
Every Thursday, $2 for some martinis.
I actually knew about this place already through my research, but I was able to use her name to get front row seats because she used to work there. It really is who you know. The Monarch is a warm, posh joint for dry-aged steaks, seafood, and French classics, plus burlesque performances and jazz shows.
Girl, okay, I see. This is, oh my god, they have black truffle pate, the confit, whatever this thing is.
It is an Atlas Restaurant Group affiliation and French brasserie located in the Harbor East neighborhood, inspired by the French era of prosperity. After this, we're actually going to another Atlas Restaurant Group's speakeasy that we find out from our bartender. I told you, the bartenders are the secret to every place.
There we go.
The butter for the bread was delicious. I would highly suggest coming back here for a dinner reservation. I think we had 3 rounds of drinks here. We asked for their $2 espressos and then 1 cocktail off the menu and then 1 cocktail based off of what we liked. Obviously, the bartender's signature. Our server was awesome, so she was the one who was able to translate everything to and from the bar. Here's a little tour of the space. I really enjoy the art as well as the photography on the walls, which we'll see upon exiting. And of course, we have to take a look at the restroom because that's where we do our selfies. We even made a point to say hello to the manager because the girl who used to work here noted that she had a really awesome fashion and she was wearing a very tight corset with very high heels that evening and was just very, very pleasant when we said hello.
Custom. Cute. So you got a Bouquet and I got the Lumiere Derriere or whatever.
All right, the next place we were gonna head out to was the Elk Room, and literally you couldn't find the entrance unless somebody told you because it looks closed, but it has a red light underneath an awning. It's a 1920s styled speakeasy serving swanky cocktails and unique bar bites behind an Italian eatery, and they don't take any reservations, so it's first come, first serve. The drinks I wanted for the evening were not available, unfortunately, but we did have a couple of new drinks with some new gin that we've never tried before.
Spicy, got a bite to it. Consider the further you are.
Actually, the camera gets it pretty good. Man, they got their own proprietary soap too.
Anyways, that is all I have for you for this drunken evening. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share so that other people can learn more about Baltimore and where to eat, drink, and be merry. Subscribe and click the notification bell so that you know when I have new content out. I post every Saturday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And until next time, keep curious, everyone. Jack out.